Welcome everyone to our home and our model train layout. I'm Daniel.
I'm Gwendolyn.
We call the railroad the G&D, Gwendolyn and Daniel, Paradise Railroad, because we consider our home to be paradise. We're up in the sky here on the 24th floor, overlooking the Oakland Hills and Lake Merritt, and we've made a home for all of these trains. I have loved model trains all my life, and for a huge portion of my life I have loved Gwendolyn, who also loves me, and somehow manages to not just put up with my taking over our living space with the model trains, but actually to encourage it and to enjoy it. And I'm forever grateful, Gwendolyn. Thank you.
I remember when you first were told that the trains were available from your parents, and the question was, should they go into the basement, or what are we going to do with them? And I suggested, well, what are they for? They're to enjoy, they're to look at, to run, to have fun with.
Indeed, indeed. My first train was given to me by my father for my 3rd birthday. I have a December birthday, which worked out very well. I have to think that since I was 3 and he was much older than that the trains were really for him as opposed to me. But I've enjoyed them the whole time. At 3 years old, I didn't know anything about trains, but as I grew a little bit older, I recognized that my trains had 2 rails, and all my friends' trains had 3 rails. And so I felt vastly superior for having trains that just have 2 rails. Those were, of course, the Gilbert American Flyer trains from the 40s. My very first train set featured this Hudson engine, which I hope we'll get a close-up of later. I still have it. It's in need of repair, but one day it shall run again. As a kid, I liked the action toys. There's the cow on the track. You press a button and the cow would swing out over the track and it would cut off the power so that the train would stop. Even things like a little crossing signal were so fascinating to me. The stockyard here was both wonderful and frustrating. It was frustrating because the cattle never really made it up that ramp. It just vibrates, and the shape of the pad on the bottom of the cow is supposed to make it go up the ramp, and it never worked very well. I kept trying and trying and trying. But the whole thing was just fun. And my father was wise in many ways. One way was he never let me know there was such a thing as a catalog for these trains. So I couldn't ask for anything. But each year he would bring home some more track or some switches or another engine, and occasionally over the years he'd say, well, I'm going to build you a bigger layout. What would you like it to look like? So all through until high school, I loved the trains. And there were times when I had them all year, not just during the holiday season. I discovered that the windowsills in this place, which are actually at the top of the radiators, which run all the way around the exterior of the building, they're 5 inches wide, and that was just enough room for 2 tracks. So the train could run around, run the length of the room, which is about 100 feet, and then turn around and come back. One day, I was watching the PBS program Tracks Ahead, and one day they featured several layouts that were built by 2 men, Daniel and Armando Vargas. And I watched that show and I thought, gee, I wish I could find somebody like that. So I looked on the web and I found that the 2 Vargas brothers were right in the San Francisco Bay Area, not far from my home in Oakland. So I gave them a call, they came over, and very quickly we decided that they would help me design and then they would build an amazing model railroad. And that's exactly what has occurred over the intervening years.
Welcome today. We're at our workshop in Richmond, and we build miniature model railroads. My name is Dan Vargas and Armando Vargas. The 2 of us collaborate together and build these works of art for railroads for clients. We're going to be going to Oakland, California to a spectacular S-scale layout. It's on the 24th floor of a high-rise condominium, and what makes it very unique is the size. It's about 100 by 14. You can run long trains. So we're so happy. We're happy to meet Daniel and his wife. They're wonderful people, and it's been a pleasure working with them to create this. It's been a lot of fun. It's been the evolving process, and here we are. We could looking at all the hard efforts, all the ideas, all put to practice here, and you could enjoy it.
This is Daniel Neumeyer's, incredible world of model trains, which he always wanted in his lifetime. And he chose my brother and I, and we got a hold of the best people in the industry, like Brad Strong, American Models and Des Plaines Hobbies, and we made this happen.
Vargases love to decorate the layouts, to put the buildings on, to put the working accessories, to paint everything. And if you look around this, which I'm sure you will have the opportunity to do via this video, you will see that every nook and cranny is filled with something interesting. There's no dead space anywhere. There's a camping scene, or there's a farm. There's something everywhere, and I just love that. I can just get up in the morning and come to the layout and look in any little part of it and find something to rediscover, because there's so much here.
Including a genuine reproduction of an ancient railroad station in Oakland, Maryland.
Yes. The station in Oakland, Maryland was at one time the highest railroad station in the country. It was on the B&O line. Baltimore and Ohio was, of course, the first railroad in this country. And presidents used to vacation there. They could take the train from D.C. up to Oakland, Maryland, to the resort there, and just enjoy themselves in luxury. It wasn't a very long trip, so presidents made it frequently. Gwendolyn and I got to go to the present day Oakland, Maryland, to find that beautiful station, amazing brick station, still there. There aren't any passenger trains that come through anymore, but the station was there. You'll see when you look at it that there's a turret, and you aren't allowed to go up in the turret of the station. But somehow Gwendolyn and I talked our way up into that turret to see the view of the river, the railroad tracks. It was an amazing experience. Over the years, I've gone from the toy trains that I had as a kid to the trains that they call scale these days. That is, trains that are made to be exactly like the prototype, down to the correct number of rivets in the engine. I just love all that. So that's my spiel. This video will give you a good insight into the railroads. You'll actually get to take a ride on the railroad, which I'm sure you'll enjoy. Thanks for listening to me. I think that's enough talking. It's time for you to see the railroad.